I got in Scientology because my parents were in Scientology before I was born, and my mom was on staff when I was born.
Did you go to Scientology schools when you were a child?
No.
No. So you were with a lot of other children who weren't Scientologists?
Yeah. The only thing which I can say is, when it came up that I was a Scientologist, it was like that the teachers were aggressive to me, and they were like telling the other the other students in the class that I was a criminal person, and that I should get penalties, and that I shouldn't be in that school, and I should leave the school. And my parents came, and I gave them the book, What is Scientology? And it didn't take a week, and that book came to the director of the school, and he was reading the book. He was like really studying, like Scientology says, if you don't understand a word, clear it up in a dictionary. You know, if you have a lack of mass, do demonstrations. You know, if you have a too high gradient, you go back to that point where you have understood everything and you have no problems anymore. So that's what he did. So then I was like, he was hiding me when any person was trying to hit me or something like that.
So he backed you up?
Yeah.
So you grew up studying L. Ron Hubbard's works, and you thought L. Ron Hubbard was a great man.
He was a god. He was like, for me, he was my god.
If you had a problem, would you turn to?
I was turning to the books, what he read.
And did they help you?
Well, for example, the ethics book, I was trying to do the conditions, but nothing was really changing on that point. I was always thinking, well, nothing changed with me. I'm not a free person, but I was doing the conditions.
What did you think was wrong with you that you were trying to improve?
Well, in the ethics book, it's there is stated if somebody doesn't want help, or if somebody gets help, and you still have the feeling that he's not getting help, and there's no change, and he has no wins and everything, he's a suppressive person. So at that point, I was really thinking I was a suppressive person.
Were you worried about that?
Yeah.
And now you are a suppressive person. Are you worried about that?
No, not anymore.
All right.
They asked me, do you want to help to clear the word? And I said, yes, I want to help to clear the word. I want that every single person who is criminal to get some penalty, so they don't do the same things again. So they told me, well, you're on the right place. You have to go to the Sea Org, and you do some stuff. You do mass work before, and then you do courses, 6 courses. And I said, okay, well, what kind of mass work do I do? And they said, well, you're going to clean the toilets. And 2 days later, I was on the EPF, and the first 1.5 weeks, I was crying every single day. I was like really6 because I was missing my parents. And I spoke to my parents about 3 times a day. At that point, I didn't go to school. I did about 8 or 9 months I was doing mess work and doing the EPF, and I had pain like everywhere in my body. I couldn't work anymore, so I didn't do the mess work. I didn't continue the mess work. I started working in the qual office, and then the captain of ASH UK, she was saying, Darlene, I just know Darlene, that's what her name is. And she went to the qualsec and told them, listen, she has to go on mess work to do the real EPF, or otherwise she has to go back to Germany. So he was asking me if I want to continue the mess work, and I said, no, I'm not going to continue the mess work. I want to go home to my parents.
Were you surprised that you had to clean toilets, things like that?
I wasn't really surprised to clean. I wasn't surprised to clean the toilets. I was more surprised what kind of mess work I had to do. Because one kind of mess work I did was, you know St. Hill, right? A little bit?
I know of it. I've never been there.
Okay. Well, you know there's St. Hill. Here is St. Hill Manor, where L. Ron Hubbard has lived, and there is the castle, and here is the hill, and here is the lake, and everything which comes from the toilets goes through the lake, through a pipe. And that pipe was broken. So me as an APFer, I had to take the shit from the toilets, out from the lake, with a jumpsuit, right, and with my hands. And I couldn't believe that I should do that. Or like building castles.
How many people were doing that with you?
We were 4 people.
4 people? Mm. And you did this for how long?
For 1.5 weeks.
And did anyone protest? Did anyone?
I protest. I said I'm not going to do that. And he said, well, if you're not going to do that, then you're not following the. Yeah. How do you say that in English?
But you're
not following what I say.
Right.
How do you say that?
Orders.
Orders, exactly.
Right.
You're not following my order, so you are out ethics. You have to go to ethics. I said, okay, well, I'm going to follow your order, and I'm going to do that.
But no one was concerned that of a possible illness?
No. If you're ill, you're PTS, and you have out ethics.
So if you're ill, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's not bacteria.
No,
the crap
it's your fault.
You're carrying around.
Exactly, because you did out ethics. You have OWs. So the only reason why you can go PTS on somebody or something, you have OWs.
So you did this for a week and a half.
Yeah.
And what else did they have you doing?
Well, I built the stables.
Build them? You were out there with hammers and nails? And
yeah, exactly. Or I was raking. You know, in St. Hill, everywhere is grass.
Yes.
So we were raking all grass in St. Hill. Or we were sweeping the whole way, which is going through to St. Hill.
When did you start in the morning? When did you stop?
I started in the morning at 8 o'clock, and I stopped working at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I went at 6 o'clock on study.
Okay. And you studied for how long?
Till 10 o'clock.
And was this schedule difficult for you?
It was difficult because I had the feeling that I'm not getting enough sleep. I was always tired, and the food over there was beans and rice.
That's all you ate?
Not all the time. Sometimes we had salad, sometimes we had potatoes, but the potatoes there was too much salt on the potatoes, or the salad there was not enough salt or not enough pepper or oil or yeah.
Did you have meat?
We had sometimes meat. Sometimes,
okay.
But not very often.
And how many meals a day did you have?
Once in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening.
And for breakfast, what would you normally have?
Sometimes we had toast, cheese toast, or we had eggs,
okay.
Or sometimes we didn't have enough time to eat breakfast.
And then you're
yeah.
You'd go without breakfast, and you'd be out there working all day long. But your other 2 meals in the day were ordinarily what you said before, rice and beans and cabbage.
Well, rice and beans came when when ACHUK didn't make enough money. Basically, they're doing the money.
Right.
So, and if they're not doing enough money, the whole crew, the whole St. Hill crew, gets shit food, except CMO and CLO, and the rest get shit food.
So, because the org was down stat, you suffered.
Exactly.
Did it make you want to work harder?
Yeah.
Did you feel it was right that you would be penalized like that?
No. I had the feeling, if the crew ACHUK is not making enough money, it's not my fault. Because that's their job to make the money. It's not my job to make the money. My job was to do the math work, to go and study.
Did you express that to people?
No, if I would have, no. Some other person did that, and that person went to ethics.
So you saw somebody
I saw that,
punished,
yeah.
And that silenced you.
Exactly.
But this mess work was first couple of weeks, you said? Or
8 months.
8 months?
Yeah, I did that 8 months.
Before you were worthy of joining the Sea Org?
The first time I didn't really join the Sea Org, because you have to finish the EPF, and if you don't finish the EPF, you're not